Ladies and gentlemen, friend of the program, PK Subban.
Hey, listen, speaking of being on TV, I was a little bit disappointed. I got a couple texts to my phone. Me and my best friend, he put on 3 different jerseys in the NHL, played a couple games with Mess. And I hear Levy and Weeksy say he's my handler. Like, where's the tee up, ESPN? We're at MSG. There's models everywhere. Like, why not pan to a model and say, hey, you know what? PK and, Chris, these ladies should go over and talk to these guys. These are premier guys. Where was the tee up? Like, come on.
You look good. You had 3 chains on. You had your cologne chain and then 2 crosses. We saw it. They were on you for an uncomfortably long time.
Yes.
While you were talking to somebody about something. Looked like you had a great time. What a game. Hey, that's the first double overtime game of this playoffs, which is abnormal, I think.
Pat, I got to tell you right off the hop, I'm all in. I got the week off until May 13th, which is my birthday. But I am all
Happy
in.
birthday, PK.
Happy birthday, PK.
Same
birthday.
Thank you. It'll be on Monday. My birthday's the 13th, so I'm off for the week. They gave me the week off. But, dude, I'm all in. Listen, I played for the Devils, but whether it's Celtics, like, I'm all in. Doesn't matter. Knicks. I got the Knicks. Right? I'm all in. Dude, look at me. Hey, Rangers, I'm all in. Any game, I'll wear any hat. I'm all
Bruins?
in. And you know what, Florida? In Florida, I was there for the Stanley Cup final last year. I probably spent more rooms at the Elbow Room than I think it's the B&T Center or whatever. It's not MSG, but you know what? I'll throw an Elbow Room hat on.
PK.
Let's go.
PK.
Like, I'm involved. Guys, let's go.
I didn't know Elbow Room had merch.
Yeah.
Shout out to Elbow Room.
Need some of that.
Moving some merch down there. I like the fact you're like, hey, I got the week off, so if any of you guys want to give me free tickets to any of these games, I'd love to come. Celtics, Knicks, who gives a shit? I got Rangers, Panthers, who cares? Bruins, who cares? I'm in on everybody. It's a wonderful time right now, and we were talking about this as the show started. NBA had 2 20-point blowouts last night. Okay, now granted, incredible skill, incredible everything. You know, stars are being bored over there in Oklahoma City, and the Celtics. I mean, it's just like there's definite good teams, but the NHL last night, 2 overtime games, let alone all of these series that have taken place, 2 Game 7 like wild finishes in the first round. It's like hockey's killing it right now, PK. Legitimately, especially last night, it was on display fully.
Well, this is the best time of the year to watch all sports, but I really believe.
Well, that's not true. Yeah, what you're saying is dumb, PK, and I don't have to have a full Austin Rivers situation here. But obviously, December, January, February are the best times for sports. Okay, all right,
okay. Hey, I will give my respect to the NFL. At that time, of course.
College ball as well.
Yeah,
college football, yes. 100% baseball. All that stuff is great.
Not baseball. Not baseball. Not baseball. We're not talking about
pull that out.
We didn't say October.
Dump that.
A Yankees game's great to go and watch. I love
exactly right.
Yeah, try to get tickets to
I got to get teed up on the back end. I got to tie it in on the back end, Pat. Come on, I got to get teed up.
But you're right. Right now is magic. Every single night it feels like.
It's unbelievable. And, MSG specifically is probably the best place in the world to watch pro sports. So it's really a privilege to be able to go there and watch. But TD Garden, whether you're there, you're in Florida, whether you're watching the Celtics play, it's the best time of year, but specifically to hockey. I really believe this is the best hockey we've seen in a long time. Watching that Dallas-Colorado series is going to be insane. And, look at the way it started, right? 3-goal lead. Colorado comes back. And I said earlier this season, I'm going to get to the Rangers in a second, but I said earlier this season, a few weeks ago, that the Rangers might win the President's Trophy, but they're not the best team in the league. And I got a lot of heat for that. People are like, what are you talking about? And now people are texting me different things saying, hey, man, maybe you would have been right. You got to put respect on what Nathan McKinnon has done this year and Cale Makar, what he has done so far in his hockey career. And Miles Wood stepping up, huge overtime winner who I played with in Jersey, by the way. Super happy for him. But there's something special going on in Colorado, and you got to be very weary of that team. That's a team that not enough people are probably talking about this year outside of Nathan McKinnon. They've had some injuries, some new players come in. But, this is going to be an unbelievable series. It's going to go back and forth. It's going to be a long series. But Colorado comes out of that. They're going to be very, very tough to beat. Personally, what I would like to see coming out of the West is I would love to see either Edmonton or Colorado come out of the West just because I think the Rangers are going to get to the finals, not to take away from Boston and how Swayman's playing. I know. Swayman's playing great. Florida is playing awesome. I love what's going on in the East, but I really would like to see the Rangers, seeing that team against either McDavid and McKinnon in the finals would be a dream for the NHL. I'd love to see that. But you know what? Hockey's at an all-time high. You don't want to miss a game right now. So I'm up late nights. I'm watching games. I'm recording games. You don't want to miss anything.
Yeah, I agree completely with your last sentence there. Now, when you said about the Rangers winning the President's Cup and then not being the best team, and then people text you saying you're right, it's like they're up 2-0 right now with the odds-on favored Carolina Hurricanes, and Shesterkin standing on his damn head. Go ahead, Con Man.
Yeah, PK, to your point, it's awesome being a Bruins fan watching Swayman also stand on his head, but then last night you watch Igor Shesterkin, and all of a sudden you do think, if the Rangers have the entire team on offense and defense that they've had and then have Shesterkin playing the way he is now, it is clear that they're the best team. Do you think there is a way to beat them? Is there a formula right now to kind of take advantage of what the Rangers don't do well, or do they really do everything perfectly and it is going to be a tall task to beat them in 7 games?
I like the way you Shesterkin. No diggity. Because I'm telling you right now, when he's playing that way,
pretty good.
I don't care whether it's Jeremy Swayman at the other end, whether it's Nikolai Habibulin, whether it's Vasilevsky, whether it's Patrick Waugh, Martin Brodeur, the way he is playing, and he has played. No,
Patrick Waugh.
I know.
Tim Thomas.
Patrick Waugh.
You
better relax, Purnell.
Dominic Hasek in there, too. I'm not going to relax. Igor Shesterkin is absolutely filthy. He's the backbone of this hockey club, and he is going to be the main component of why I believe they can win the Stanley Cup this year. I mean, I watched. Carolina was the better team last night. Anybody that says that they weren't didn't watch that game. Carolina.
All you were doing was talking to that dude the whole time. Yeah, you weren't watching the game. You weren't watching the game either.
Whoa, well, I'm going to tell you something. If I'm talking to females, I ain't doing it out there. So you can tell me about talking to dudes all you want. I ain't doing that.
Well, I'm just saying, when I saw you on camera, I was talking to some dude. They said you knew the dude. They give a shot.
Well, we're breaking down the game. But I'll tell you this. Okay. Igor Shesterkin, he's not in net. You got Jonathan Quick, who's 100% capable. But Igor Shesterkin is bringing an element to the New York Rangers that not very many people are going to be able to actually capture, because the belief that you can do whatever the hell you want, knowing that if you give up a breakaway, a 2-on-1, that your best chance of coming out of it on the positive end is having him back there to cover up the mistakes. And right now, I don't think there's another goaltender. Jeremy Swayman playing lights out. Unbelievable. Bobrovsky playing great. The guy right now for me is Igor Shesterkin that you want in net. No matter what game it is, game 1, game 7, I want that guy in net.
And to be clear, PK was a part of a couple Igor chants last night and watched him have 50.
No, I did not chant. You didn't get the video of me chanting. I did not chant. I did not.
Not once?
I high-fived. I had to high-five a couple fans. I'm not going to get jumped at MSG.
Chance.
Like, I got to give a... Yeah, like, you know what I mean?
They have the whoa. You definitely did the whoa after they scored.
Whoa, hold on. Let me tell you this right now. I can't stand that goal song, and I'm going to tell you why I can't stand it. Because the Kitchener Rangers in the OHL used to have that same damn goal song. They have the same jerseys.
Okay.
They had the best crowd in Major Junior, 12,000 every game, and they spanked them. We were in the Memorial Cup. We beat them in the round robin. We beat them in the semifinal, and they pump us. My last game in junior, 7 or 8-2 or something like that. My last game in junior, I had to listen to that song.
Whoa!
In their building. 8 times. Okay?
Sorry about it, PK. 12,000 in a barn? They deserved it.
Yeah.
I'm so shell-shocked by that song. I'm starting to like it. Like, I've heard it so many times. I'm like, I can't even hate on the song. I'm like, maybe I deserve. Maybe this is a sign. Maybe I got to accept it.
What is the Igor chant? What's the Igor chant?
The Igor chant's sick. There's some massive drum. Yeah. Igor.
Yeah,
he knows.
You were doing that all night. We know you were doing that all night. That's why you're like, Swayman. That's the wrong team. That's a different sport.
Six.
Okay. All right, let's stay in hockey. Ty's got a question for you.
Yeah, PK, in terms of like the psyche of a team, like I know you said that you think Dallas and Colorado is going to go the distance, but for both teams that lost last night, like when Dallas is up 3-0 in the first period and then they end up losing that game, and then obviously Carolina, you go into 2 OTs and then lose, where, I mean, obviously if this series is 1-1, it's much different going to Carolina. But as a team, like, how do both of those teams that lost that last night, like, respond? Because I feel like both of those losses were just backbreaking and demoralizing.
Well, I look at Florida, the difference between Florida and Colorado. 2 really good teams, but the difference is Colorado's got a very explosive offense, right? Like, Florida doesn't have anybody close to Cale Makar. And, they might have some really good players. Barkov, second to no one, two-way, Selke guy. I get it. Matthew Tkachuk, the intangibles that he brings. But skill-wise, Nathan McKinnon's on a planet of his own. So when you have 2 guys like that can facilitate and draw attention, you can pull yourself back into a game 3-0. But the way Florida plays, they play a different style. And their power play is not going to be like a Colorado's or a Tampa Bay. It'll be really good, but they do it by committee. So for them to get down by a couple goals early would be a lot more difficult for them to come back than, let's say, a Colorado that can push the pace. I was not surprised that Colorado was able to come back, because you look at Dallas coming off that Game 7 win. They got adrenaline going on. It's hard to sustain that, though, for 60 minutes. And when you're looking at championship pedigree, Nathan McKinnon, Nichushkin, Makar, all these guys, Miles Wood, as much as he wasn't on a championship team, that's a veteran player that plays playoff-style hockey. So they're ready for that moment to grind it out and come back. I think with Boston, they were just on such a high, but give credit to Mr. Montgomery and getting everybody involved. You look at their goal scorers, Geeky. Brandon Carlo had sort of a suspect first round, takes a step forward in Game 1, is looking a lot better now. So they're getting depth scoring. Also, Brazeau. This Brazeau kid's playing well. So Boston got everybody involved. But going down 3-0, like for Colorado, I wasn't surprised that they came back. That's a team that's built to do something like that.
It seemed like Nikki Skates and our Canadian Gumpy were like, you go up big early. That's the asshole thing they talked about right there.
Okay,
Yeah. That was the thermos that Steve Levy brought up that said it's so ridiculous. It is so ridiculous.
Steve Levy, listen to me. Steve Levy's on a health kick right now. He comes in and, I see him. He's eating his protein bars. He's taking care of himself. Listen, if Steve Levy drank half of this, he wouldn't have to eat any protein bars. He'd be well on his way. So Steve Levy should take a page out of the professional athlete's book and drink some water. I drink 8 liters a day. Steve, just get in your 6.
Liters?
So don't worry about my canteen.
What is 8 liters? What is 8 liters in America?
This is 4. So 4 liters is a gallon. So, right? 4 liters is a gallon, I'm pretty sure.
No way.
That's 2 gallons.
There's no way there's 2 gallons in
You gotta
there.
do the big G.
That's 2 gallons in there?
4 quarts in a gallon.
4 liters. I drink 2 of these a day.
Oh, that's
4
1 gallon
liters
right
a
there.
day.
So that's like milk right there. Got it.
Okay.
That's a gallon of milk right there.
But
Got it.
Pat, you got to remember, I'm training. Like, I work out in the morning, lift in the morning, cardio, Epsom salt bath, massage. Like, you just basically keep drinking all day.
2 gallons of water a day.
So much.
Double fisting all day, kid. Where's my elbow room hat?
Photoshop that. Someone Photoshop that,
Where's my
please.
elbow room?
It's
Photoshop
not going to
that.
be good for you, PK. The elbow room saves you, though. D-But's got a question for you about what you were saying about Florida there.
Yeah, you kind of mentioned it. We got a lot of shots on goal. Obviously, Boston was coming in hot. But what are the adjustments going forward for Florida? How do we turn it around and get a dub in the second game?
Well, I got Florida winning this series still. Yes. I'm not worried about them.
Okay.
I still think that they're going to find their game. I thought the first round, they didn't play their best game, and they still beat Tampa. They're still trying to find that. Listen, look what happened to Vegas, man. Vegas went all the way to the Cup final last year. You can see that they didn't have that bounce in their step. It's hard. Wow. It's very, very hard. You go that whole distance to the Stanley Cup final. You try to recover. You have new players coming into your team. It's difficult. So for Florida, I have confidence. This is the same core group of players. Yeah, they picked up Tarasenko. Yeah, they got Mikkola on the back end, but it's pretty much the same team. So for them, they know what it's going to take to grind this thing out, and I think they will. I would expect them to win Game 2. That would be my expectation, and I would expect them to play a whole lot better than they did in Game 1.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, everyone at ESPN except for Steve Levy's saying that, so you might as well. I mean, it's a broken record at this point. Who gives a shit?
Well, you know Levy's picking Boston no matter what. You know he's picking
Yeah, but literally every other hockey person at ESPN picked Florida. I mean, that was wild to see.
Yeah, asinine.
That was wild.
With Swayman, too. It's ridiculous.
Patty Maroon's up there?
yeah,
that guy just collects Stanley Cup.
They finally win a Game 7 in overtime at home to get over the hump. I mean, come on.
What are you even talking about?
Here's the reason for it. I think everybody who played the game of hockey or watches a lot just appreciates Florida's team in the way that they play.
Of course.
They got a perfect blend of everything. They got great goaltending. They got some skill on the back end. Basically, all their defensemen play with sandpaper. All their forwards up front play with sandpaper and can score goals. Reinhart, Verhaeghe. Like, no one's picking Reinhart and Verhaeghe with their playing style out as superstars. But Reinhart scoring 60 goals. Verhaeghe scores, I think he's got like 7 overtime winners in the playoffs or whatever it is. Or 6 like, these guys can play. So I think when you look at their team, there's a lot to love there with their team. And I think there's no reason. Like, I wouldn't expect them not to be a favorite with the way they play. And then couple that with Paul Maurice and great coaching. They're an easy team to love. With the Bruins, I felt that they left us wanting more. In the first round, you go up 2-0. Like,
you don't like the Bruins, PK. You don't like them.
Easy team to hate.
You don't like them.
He has a hat for every other team.
But the Bruins.
But the Bruins, yeah. No B on his.
Hey, listen, it's nothing personal. I picked Pasta. Listen, I said Pasta and Lindholm got to step up. I wanted to see them step up. And I love those players. I love Pasta. Love Marchand. You know I love Marchand, even though I battled against them. Love their game, and I love their team. All great guys. JVR, stop it. JVR, Carlo on the back end. I know all these guys. Swayman, I love them too, but they got to show me more. I need that killer instinct in Boston.
5-1.
I don't know what happened.
It was
Ever since
5-1.
5-1.
It was 5-1.
Yeah, I get it. But it's when you're faced with adversity. Listen.
Like being up 3-1 and then it being tied and then going to a 7-game series and winning in overtime like that adversity?
The Toronto Maple Leafs were this close to creating history and sending the Boston Bruins. Like, when you really think about it, but it didn't happen. It did not happen.
Exactly.
It did not happen. But honestly, Toronto was the better team. The second half of that round, Toronto was the better
best
team.
of 7.
Okay.
I guess there's more. So,
some LSD in that Epsom salt bath today.
Yeah, what do we got? What are we sipping on up there? A little lean for the
jug.
I don't know if you guys follow me or not, but you need to follow my videos because I gave Boston their flowers. I called out Pasternak, called out Lindholm, and I gave them their flowers when they stepped up. Right? Lindholm gets the big goal. Pasternak gets a goal. Lindholm assists on the big goal. I said the big guys got to step up, and they stepped up. I'm giving Boston their flowers. I'll be at the game on Friday.
There you go.
I'll be there.
There you go.
I'll be watching the game on Friday in Boston. I'll be there.
I just watched you hit Marchand pretty good or Marchand pretty good.
Be careful out there, PK.
Yeah.
And this is why Brad and I get along because we have an understanding. We have an understanding. Brad plays within the rules, doesn't look at me, and he doesn't have to worry about that.
Night.
You know?
It's quite the hit.
Yeah, I mean, PK
that's what he said.
God bless Bob Cole. Bob Cole, who just passed away, did the call on this game. God bless him and his family. But that was
Thornton.
Man, that felt good.
There you go. Running away from Sean Thornton. Yeah, makes sense. I'd run too.
Hey, listen. Well, yeah, you'd run away from him too.
That's what I said. Yep, that's what I said. That's what I said.
Yeah.
Pick your battles.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we love it.
Want no part of him.
PK, you do have quite a Boston bias, and the hit was awesome though. Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, be careful up there.
Where's that Boston hat?
You don't have one.
Where's that?
No. That doesn't count. That doesn't count.
See any Pacers gear?
Yeah, I didn't see any Pacers. What about the Pacers? Too small.
Tatum. Tatum, kid.
Hey, you're old. Layup.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
You can play in the NBA.
You need to throw your name into this NBA and NFL conversation, PK. You look natural.
I thought I was a bad way.
Yeah, right. I mean, PK is looking for tickets to whatever. I'm actually going to be up there in the Oven in Boston next week. Let's go Celtics. I think there's a game next Tuesday.
Jay Taylor.
Yeah, you want Jay Taylor.
Euro.
Tatum. Yeah. Oh, you love the Euro step.
Hey, so I'm just going to say this because you're a hockey player and this is normal. You can't play catch, right? You can't throw anything.
Are you nuts?
You can't. You can't.
No way.
If you were to have a ball.
Okay, hold on. Let's make this clear. Best athletes in the world are hockey players.
Yeah.
We did this yesterday.
Okay.
We don't want to hear this.
What's going on here?
Yeah, we're not getting into
everything was going well. Everything's going well until that. Like we can throw balls, we can throw footballs, we can throw baseballs.
I'm sure.
We can shoot basketballs.
We'll give you toughest.
Yep.
They'll give you toughest. That's probably where it stops.
They don't sniff Vanderstappen though.
Yeah, tough is and no one's bringing up the G1 racers, but the toughness of hockey players is certainly that is peak. That's 99. That's 99.
Yeah, their attribute there.
They're 99 on that particular one. But just playing,
catching,
you just accidentally throw a football at a
Can
hockey
you believe
player.
I played 13 years? 13 years and my face still looks like this. Can you believe that? It's unbelievable. After 13 years. Crazy.
Well, we got a massage. We got a bath. We got a workout. We got some Botox. And also, also.
No Botox, no black, don't crack, no Botox.
Well, that's what I didn't want to say.
Berries and juices. Berries and juices, man. Berries and juices.
Yeah, it works differently for people from the Caucasus Mountains. It seems. Tone's got a question for you about big time shots. We almost saw one last night.
Yeah, PK. Obviously, your hit on Marchand that we saw there was awesome and clean. Trouba, we have seen in the past. I think it was Game 5 against Sidney Crosby with a cheap shot chicken wing that won them that series. And Trouba last night, just an absolute torpedo trying to take another guy's head off. Is that a guy you just love to have on your team and hate to play against, or what do you think about old Troubs?
Well, first of all, if I told you I didn't love everything about this clip right now, I'd be lying. I love it. I love the nonsense. I love the stuff that toes the line. I mean, that elbow hits him. If that elbow hits Martin Necas in the chin, Trouba's gone for probably the rest of the series, maybe more, right? But it doesn't. No, let's be honest, right? Now, I don't think the intent. I'm gonna take myself into Jacob Trouba because I played against him. I know him. Mm-hmm. I love Troubs and I love his game.
Look at the kick to the head.
I do not want to ever see him. I do not want to ever see him stop hitting and trying to hit guys like that. I want to see more of it, actually, and I love it. And I think we need it in the game. I try to protect guys like Troubs because it's an element in the game that we don't want to leave, but it's got to be clean. And I think Troubs has been really good at that, at hitting guys, devastating hits, but doing it with his shoulder. When I played, I tried to do it with my hip a lot more because I'd be skating backwards and try to catch guys with their head down that way. Troubs is really, really good timing-wise of stepping up and hitting guys forward. And when you do that, it's difficult when guys switch angles and switch positions. So Martin Necas, in that last moment, kind of bails out. And I thought Trouba, the reason why the elbow came up first was to brace himself from hitting the glass, but that elbow came up a lot earlier. It came up a little bit earlier. I'm glad. Put it this way. I'm just happy that the elbow didn't hit him because then we'd be talking about something else. But I loved it. When I saw this on the sitting in the stands, I mean, every fan was on their feet. I love to see that in hockey. You just got to keep that elbow down. So I'd like to see it with the shoulder.
Okay, kick to the back of the head is not a penalty?
It was an accident.
Well, that's by accident. I mean, come on,
just
guys.
kicking a guy in the back of the head. I mean, it shouldn't have accident or not.
Here's what I'll say though. Players, hold on. Who's on the ice? Hold on. You step on the ice at MSG. Like before a game, when you're looking at the lineup and you're looking at a roster, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at Boston. I see a Ginla, Horton, Thornton, Paille, Campbell. I see Thornton. I see McQuaid. I see Boychuk. I see Chara. I see Recchi. I see Seidenberg. I see I'm seeing a list. Ferentz. I'm seeing a list of guys. I'm saying, okay, they got 11 guys on this team. So I can't step on the ice without having my head on a swivel that there's 11 potential killers on the other team that could take my head off if my head is down. And I'm a marked man. So for players that step out on the ice today, and this is where I think it's lost in the game, Guys step on the ice like they're out for a walk in Battery Park here in Fidei when they should be walking down the street like they're in Harlem. Like, guys, you got to have your head on a swivel. Okay. You can't be skating through the middle of the ice with your head down. Like, there's a killer out there. Like, that Trouba guy's for real. So you got to know. No, you got to know that he's on the ice. And
let's scout report. Let's know our enemy here.
Well,
yeah, we got to know.
It's like, yeah, man. Like, it's part of the game, and I don't want it going away because guys are out there lackadaisical for a skate. Like, you got to know that a guy like Trouba is going to throw. He's looking for the big hit, so he's got to keep his elbow down. He's got to hit clean, but players got to keep their head up. I'm sick and tired of seeing guys skate around with their head down.
Yeah, and we as fans and internet people are happy because, I mean, the GIF of him torpedoing himself into the glass.
Awesome.
It was just like that dude with the judge in Vegas. You know, that was literally what it was. An immediate thought. It was an immediate thought. As soon as you see him fly, it's like. And then also yesterday, it was literally the same thing.
Jersey on that.
That guy's going to jail forever. He knows it.
Elbow kill him early.
I think he was told like, yeah, you're going to jail forever. He's like, well, at least one last.
Go out with a bang.
Yeah. That guy was so good in high school.
Hey,
football.
I got a question, though. I got a question. You think Martin H's is going to be looking over his shoulder every time he takes a breakout pass, stepping up the middle of the ice for the next 6 games? Or for the next 5 games?
Yeah, I think anybody
goes 7?
Anybody playing the Rangers, I think, are thinking that now, yeah.
Well, that's what I mean. So message is sent.
Yeah, look out.
Well, it's not clapping. They're not pity-patting like you hockey players with football.
Hardball hockey.
Nick, 6.
All right. Hey, happy birthday, man. We appreciate you. You're not back on TV till next week because it's your birthday week?
Yeah, they didn't give me off for my birthday. I did 2 games with Bucci solo last week, so Mess and Leaves are doing some games this week. They did one with Kevin Weeks last week, who you saw. I think they lost some good looks on the desk last night, but that's just my opinion. So, but yeah, I'll be off for another week, and I'll be back either the